The director of the upcoming The Marvels, or as it's formerly known, Captain Marvel 2, talks a little bit about the approach Marvel Studios takes with its films and, of course, its directors being at the center of it. And she says what many other directors have said when they work for Marvel Studios. They're not really controlling, and they let you make the film you want as long as you hit the beats. And people don't believe her because... checks notes, hold on. Oh, I can't state why. That's not good. The director of the upcoming Marvels, Nia DaCosta, has been making the rounds slowly, starting to hype up her film, and of course talking about the experience of working with the actors in it, like Brie Larson for example, and what it's like to make a film for Marvel Studios. Now, she did reveal that, of course, this is the biggest project she's ever going to be doing up until this point, and maybe ever, because she doesn't know what the future holds. But she did reveal that when it came to the Marvel Studios experience, and this came from the Films to Be Buried With podcast, that she doesn't understand really some of the stuff out there, like the scapegoating and everything that happens. And she says that she hears a lot of how controlling everything is when it comes to Marvel Studios, and she says that this really hasn't been the case for her. She reveals that they're letting her make the movie she wants, the way she wants to, and she's shooting the scenes the way she wants and giving it her own unique flavor and spin. And I think, honestly, what I get from her stating this, along with other directors in recent years, is the conflation of what they're trying to say versus what actually happens. Of course, let's just use Captain Marvel 2 for example, or The Marvels. If she says, okay guys, so how about in this scene, we just have the Starjammers show up, and guess what? Cyclops is with them. Isn't that going to be cool? The Starjammers and Cyclops, and Feige walks in and goes, whoa, yeah, you can't do that. No, you're not putting that in your movie. And she goes, oh, why not? It's like, well, we have ideas for the Starjammers and Cyclops elsewhere. Oh, okay. They let you make the film you want, that you got approved for. They let you shoot the scenes the way you would shoot them. You just can't go out there and toss in random things that could literally run up against problems with continuity and everything that they're trying to make a big piece of the story. Like, she can't just toss Spider-Man into the third act of the film on some distant planet and then not have it be explained everywhere and be like, what are you doing here in the first place? You guys see what I'm saying? And that's kind of what I get from this entire interview with her, is that people are taking the idea that Marvel Studios tells you the playground you have to play in and lets you loose in it, and confusing it with Marvel only lets you play with this and nothing else, and you have to listen to them because if you even slightly try to sidestep and do your own thing, they're going to just stop you right there and fire you. That's clearly not the case. They want you to make the film that you're hired to make and put your own spin on it. Just stick to what we agreed on. I mean, that makes sense, right? You don't just go off shooting your own thing, and then when the studio says no, you go, but I spent an additional $100 million shooting different takes of this even though you said no. Who would ever do that? And wonder why the studio doesn't want to work with them anymore.